All right, we are all here, and we got bigger fish to, here comes the big fish. Got bigger fish to fry. All right, Proverbs. Proverbs 21. Yeah, Luke, when I'm calling you, believe it or not, I was calling you. All right. Worth discussing again. Proverbs 21, verse 23. I hope you want to live out the rest of your days in peace. You know, we kind of want it to be nice and peaceful, don't we? To live the remainder of your days out. All right. All right, come on. Let's look. I go. What's the matter, buddy? Something's wrong. Oh, you want to sit in the sound booth? You're kidding me. Well, I'm going to kind of preach about that. All right, Proverbs 21. Our title tonight is Worth Discussing Again. Now, who here doesn't want to... can you look at the sun with that? I just wondered.
No.
Is it a fact or no? I'm not sure. You don't know, or you're just saying that?
With these glasses?
Yeah, with those glasses.
No, you can't look at the sun.
All right. This has got your name on this sermon. This has got your name on this sermon. Worth discussing again. So we're going to bring this up again. We're going to discuss it again. And I believe it's very much worth discussing it. Anybody have any memory verses marked down in Proverbs 21? Now, we used to have these memory verses. Anybody have it highlighted in their Bible? Verse what? Yellow and red. Well, that must be a memory verse that I had assigned that we never memorized. I assigned it, we never memorized. So now one has it marked down, verse 23. Anybody else have marked verse 23 written down? No more. Come on, let's pay attention. Anybody else have verse 23? 20 verse 1. I have 20 verse 2. Yeah, but you have verse 1 highlighted? Really?
20 verse 1.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Mine's Marcus Strong Greek is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. That was a memory verse. Pardon? Yeah, you were going to say something? Many a time. Yes, sir.
Beware the strange women also come in and never come out. All them guys that go into her house, they never come out alive.
Oh, well, that's not a memory verse. And
It's
that's
my
not...
memory verse. That's from I remember from Proverbs.
Okay.
Watch out for them strange people.
Verse 23, that's the verse we're going to do. That's the verse we're going to do. It is and was a memory verse. It does have 7 strong points in it. And so we're going to cover those. Let me get my glasses on. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue, keepeth his soul from troubles. Father, bless our message tonight, that you would just bless it as only you're able to do. In Christ's name, amen. Anybody exchange words? Now, you don't have to necessarily raise your hand, but anybody exchange words this week? When we say exchange words, it's like exchanging punches. Oh, you did? Oh, you know somebody that did? Did you exchange words? You did? Reluctantly, maliciously, regretfully, hopefully regretfully. Okay, that's his answer. Okay, now hopefully it's regretfully. I mean, we want to get a handle on this so that we end all this. And now, not to say you'll never not exchange words, but we want to get a handle on it so those that you should not be exchanging words with, you never exchange words with again. It says, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. It's kind of like placing your hand, oh later, brother, it's like putting your hand over your mouth and not speaking. So a person, our first, we have all P words, and our first one is whoso, and it's in our our first point is not the person, because there are all kinds, and it would fit there. But it's a person that has read the verse, considers the verse, and says, you know what? I'm going to do the verse. Has read the verse, considered the verse, and says, I'm going to do the verse at all costs. I'm going to do it. That would be a person that would be considered, give me a P word for that. A person that's going to do right. They're very
Prudent.
prudent. Yeah, proper's good. But the word I have, brother guessed it back there, the prudent. A person who is careful, and notice troubles are is the last. Trouble is the last word. So it's a person who is prudent, that foresees the problem that could happen. They foresee that. And so they decide, being a prudent person, they decide, you know what, I'm going to put this in check. I'm going to heed what the proverb says. Now, I played that, what's the name of that song about the title, that dumb title song? When I see my child. Okay, now when I played that the very first time at the house, I didn't hit a bad note, and it sounded really good. And I thought, wow, this is easier than I thought. And I pulled out the next song, and it did not come off. And then, but how do you get good at it? By what? Practice. Folks, we need to get beyond the practice. So I don't have to, and I'm not saying this is being proud, I don't have to practice the piano anymore. I'm not going to get any better. I've already resigned myself. I'm not going to improve. And if I do get unimproved, it's because of lack of practice. But I'm probably going to just stay right where I'm at. I'll maintain that till the day I die, or I get frail and I can't play anymore. But we need to get beyond the practice of this, where we're no longer practicing in it, that we are actually performing this. The prudent. So this verse is worth discussing again. So what's going to be said this afternoon? Or you're not going to work tonight, so it can't happen at work. It's going to happen at home. What's going to be said tonight? What's going to be said tomorrow? What about on Wednesday or Thursday? What's going to be said? A prudent person, no matter how bitter it could be towards you, then you've got to make up your mind, I'm not going to retaliate. I'm not going to do that. A prudent person, a person that sees the danger down the road, that people exchange blows with their mouth. Right? I do have that as a point here coming up. But the prudent, whoso, a person that's careful, they're the kind of person that foresees and sees the danger. Now, if we believe the Word of God is true, that's what it says, then we must believe it, the prudent. And it says, keepeth. Keepeth, that is the prevention. It's as a person that puts their mouth, a hand over their mouth, and says, you don't physically do that, but you put your hand over your mouth to prevent the words from coming out. And half the words we say don't ever need to be said anyway. Now, who's going fishing? Ben was saying he might go fishing. Buster's going fishing. I'm going fishing. Brother Newman's going fishing. Ben might be going fishing. And you know what? I'm not afraid to let you guys do the fishing. I don't have to fish. I'm not afraid to let that happen. And I just tag along, walk through the thing. I mean, I don't have to have the last say. So it's not like I have to have the last word to catch the last fish. So since I don't have to have the last word, I'll put my hand over my mouth. I don't have to have the last word. Usually those that have the last word are the ones that have to repent. Huh? The prudent, the prevention. Prevent from escaping. It's the kind of a person that weighs their words. Takes a brief moment and says, do I really need to say that? Usually you weigh the word after it escaped. There is a saying about it. Once the words leave the mouth, you're forever their slave. It's a cute little saying. Once they leave, you're enslaved to those words you said. Is that you weigh the words and you say, do I really need to say that? I don't need to say it. If you want to say something, what's the best thing to do? Walk away and don't say it at all, right? Boy, it's really quiet in here. The prevention. Keepeth his mouth. Our third one. We're moving along. The mouth has a lot, and this is our third one. The potential. The potential of this mouth has a lot of potential of doing evil or doing good. So I decided to look up the word mouth in the dictionary. And, this was actually a word. It said mouth to mouth. Like mouth to mouth resuscitation. Mouth to mouth. I liken that unto an argument. My mouth to your mouth in arguing or fighting. Mouth to mouth. Or a mouthful. People just have a mouthful of words to say. Sometimes they don't know when to stop. They always has to be talking. The wife says that about me. I always have to be saying something. She does say that about me. And sometimes we do have a mouthful, which means we talk too much. This was actually a word. I believe it's one word in the dictionary. Mouth organ. Mouth organ. And I used to be invited in front of the class. And when I was in grade school to play my mouth organ, I would be asked to bring it on a what's it called when you get in a bus? No, we never had show and tell. I never knew show and tell until my kids went to school.
Field trip.
They asked me to bring it, and I played it on the bus. And a mouth organ. In other words, the words that you say could be music to my ears. Right? They could be music to my ears. Wow. You look so nice. See how nice you look? See? And, we could do that. Even if you put it, is butter healthy for you or is it bad for you? Pardon? It's healthy for you? 20 years ago, is butter healthy for you or bad for you?
Healthy.
30 years ago, I gotta get you to say the other thing. 40 years ago, was butter healthy for you or bad for you?
Healthy.
Oh, it was bad for you. So you had to go, instead of eating butter, you had to eat what?
Worse stuff.
Margarine. And now they're back to saying butter's real healthy. Man, I smear it on, man. Even if it sounds fake and phony. Wow, do you look nice. Smear it on. Right?
Not at work.
If you're going to do it right. And it could be music to people's ears. Make it musical. Music to their ears. The mouth. These are actually in Webster. It is the part of a river. All right? The river, which empties into another body of water. Why is Bedford here, by the way? It used to be a day's journey to go from here to downtown Cleveland. They say like 300 years ago. It was a day's journey. Bedford is here because of the Narrows. Bedford never had gas lights. They never went to gas lighting. They went straight from kerosene lighting straight to electrical lighting because of the Narrows. They actually would have had a power plant in the Narrows, and they had the mills here because of that. So it's it's part of a river which produces this power. It empties into another body of water. So the words that come out of here empty out into your body of water. See, it's likened unto the mouth of a cave, the mouth of a tunnel. Here was one, the mouth of a volcano. That was in the dictionary. What do you expect coming out of a volcano? See, words could be like music to my ears, or it could be balls of fire, right? And destructive. Balls of fire, like everything he says, it just comes out like fire. It's the opening up of a container. You are a container, and this is the opening that comes out of this heart, the container of your heart, and flows out of your mouth. The opening here, this was another one that was the definition of a mouth. I mean, you get certain words like mouth, and it's a long, long, long set of definitions that they give in a dictionary. The mouth, or the opening of the barrel of a what? Gun. That's what it gave as a definition. The mouth, the opening to the barrel of a gun. Now, what do you expect to come out of the barrel of a gun? The word bang on a sign, right? Or a bullet, right? So the potential, his mouth, whoso keepeth his mouth. This has got much potential. As a volcano, the barrel of a gun, could be a mouth organ, music to people's ears. I mean, there's much to be said about this mouth. It says his mouth, our fourth one, and his tongue. And his tongue. The power is really found in the tongue. Not in the mouth, but in the tongue. What makes a bell ring? What makes a bell ring?
Clapper.
You pull the chain.
No, you got it right. It's the clapper that's in the bell. The mouth is like a bell, and the tongue is ding, 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 like the clapper in the bell. Right? The power isn't really so much in the mouth, but the power is in the clapper, or the tongue that's in there, right? That's flapping back and forth. The bell is the mouth, and the tongue is the clapper of the bell. It speaks a language, a dialect. It causes, it is the part that causes the speech. Starla wants to learn Spanish. What would be better to learning Spanish? What would be the best thing to learn? I'm not trying to get you to stop. I want you to learn Spanish. No. English. Well, English. Other than English. What is... No. What would be the biggest help to you in all dialects? Most dialects. No? Did say that? Latin. Yeah, to learn Latin. Because Latin is kind of a base for all of it. So I told the Guatemalans, they came to my house. I don't know if I told the story in here. They loaded up the fire. I mean, we had an inferno. And I finally got them to stop. I said, El Policimo, come to mi casa. El Policimo, come to mi casa. And then finally, we had to cancel visitation because I was afraid I was going to burn the house down. We burnt trees. I was afraid I was going to catch the hemlocks on fire. So I got them to stop. We stayed till dark. It was burning. It was burning and burning and burning. Finally, it burnt down. And then that was on Thursday. On Thursday. Monday morning, I went in there and I told those Guatemalans, hey, they were just having a good old time. Monday morning, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. They were just getting ready for work. I went in there on Monday, and I said, El Policimo, come to mi casa. So I went up to the main guy. I said, El Policimo, come to mi casa. I kept it up to get him to understand. El Policimo, I know you understand me. El Policimo, come to my casa. Now I know that they know casa means house, and I'm sure they know police. If I say Policimo, I think they can figure that out. He looked at me. He smiled. Thank you. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, thank you. I assume he had no idea what I was talking about. And so they're probably trained, if they're talking to just say, thank you, and everything's okay. Huh?
Loco's crazy.
Yeah, loco. They probably think I'm loco. But he said, thank you. And he said it just so plainly that he had that mastered. Thank you. Yeah. So the tongue, the power that's in his tongue is very important, right? It's very, very important. It is the clapper of the bell. It's the part, if you can control this, if you can control this part of the tongue, well then, without having it clap back and forth, well then the bell has nothing to say, right? It's called what kind of a bell? A dumb bell, right? A dumb bell is a bell that doesn't speak. Like the dumbbells that you lift, they only make a ringing sound when you hit the ground with them, a dumbbell. That's why they call them dumbbells. They don't speak. The power. You need to let this sink into your heart, not just in your head, but in your heart, and master this so that it doesn't have to be preached over and over. At one time, I think I preached this message over for 2 years straight. 2 years straight. I could have done it for 2 years straight. I do that once in a while. I have these grenades under the pulpit. And I said, well, I may as well throw it in the sermon here. And I'll throw it out there and have this grenade go off. Whether it's an American grenade or a German grenade, you throw it out there. Because we need to hear it. I haven't been throwing it out lately because I feel it doesn't need to be thrown out. But we're throwing it out today. I opened it up and there it was, and I said, boy, that'll outline. So we'll make an outline. And so the power of it. It says, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue, the power, keepeth. Now there's two keepeth. One is for prevention. One is for prevention. The other is for protection. And what is he protecting? Keeping his what? What does it say in the verse? His soul. He's protecting his soul. If you control this tongue of yours, this mouth of yours, in the end, you're protecting yourself. You're going to end up protecting yourself. So if the wife gets mad at me and she's, wow, you sure look nice, man. Where did you get those clothes from? MCC, wherever you got them from. Wherever you get them from, I don't know. But you're protecting yourself. It's self-preservation here. We need to get a handle on this and get this mastered. And then, now to say, well, I won't muff up. Now you know you're going to muff up. So before you muff up, try to catch yourself before you do that. So you get in a good habit of the protection. You're going to keep something. Keep something. And we could use other P words, what is precious or what is the prize. What is it? We already said this is our sixth one. What is the prize? What is precious here? We already asked them, what is it that we're keeping, protecting? Say it out loud. The soul. It's in the verse. Is your Bible. It's what you're protecting, and that is the prize. What you prize more than anything, his soul. Your soul is something that is worth keeping. It is what is worth keeping. I'm just making my rounds. Worth keeping. There's all kinds of things worth keeping, but the most precious thing to keep is your soul. Right? Right? It's the great prize. I know you're tired. You ought to be tired more than anybody. You just got done eating. The prize, his soul, something worth keeping. And our last one, from keeping his soul from troubles. What's that P word? Give me a good P word for troubles. Yes. From the problems. That is our last and final point. The problems. Right? Do you have problems? I know people that have problems. Well, it's the story of my life. Recently I had somebody tell me, It's the story of my life. And I thought to myself, well, could it be you ought to just take a good look in the mirror? Could it be you ought to just take a good look in the mirror? Is that you're the cause of the problems? And just recently I had somebody tell me that. The story of my life. Oh my God. From troubles, the problems. And this person who has these problems, the number one problem is he cannot, and what are the two words, you can hyphenate it, that my dad would, thank you, my dad would say that, and he said, I hate saying this, but shut up. He would say, shut up and stay shut up. Is the main thing with this guy, he cannot shut up. Cannot. It just flows. They know everything about anything.
And they have to have the last word.
And they have to have the last word. Yeah, if I was am I an expert in it? Am I an expert at anything? Trying to think. Let me come and help you. Well, I don't know if I'm an expert there. Let me come and help you. Well, thanks, but, no thanks, right? They're an expert on everything. What is the definition of an expert? Just a drip under pressure, right? That's what I don't know who said that. Who said that? Pastor Tom? Somebody said that. Somebody said that. But the problem is that it is to protect your soul from troubles. Because when you shoot your mouth off, I just did a silencer for a 22. And I said, well, boy, it's like, beep, beep. He said, oh no, you still have the crack. He said if I use the silencer on, let's say it's 357 Magnum, he uses a silencer, it only silences so that you don't need ear gear. You don't have to have ear gear on, because it's still extremely loud. And he said, even with the 22, and you have the best of silencers, you shoot it, he said you can still hear that crack, a distinctive crack, that it doesn't completely silence it. We need to know when to silence our mouths so that we can avoid problems in our life. And the problems that you experience in your life isn't problems against your body physically, but against the soul of your body, which grieves the spirit, grieves the heart, and makes life miserable for you personally. Shake hands before leaving.